Boolean
What?
method and get element method.
Let's scroll down.
Methods. Scroll down. Then cookies.
Done with scroll down.
Cookies program.
Cookies.
Screenshot.
Screenshot, scroll down.
So scrolling part we need to cover, right? Today or we covered already?
Yeah,
No,
we covered
not yet.
theory.
Covered.
Covered the
We
theory.
covered only cookies, right? We covered only cookies, how to handle cookies. So today we'll cover scrolling part and also how to take the screenshots. We'll cover how to take the screenshots. So let's go and cover, how to take the screenshots, how to scroll the pages, so and all those. So let me scroll and take screenshot. Then we'll start tomorrow this JUNIT framework. So we got error. See how you can find out these errors. In the right hand side, red marks. Can you see red marks here? Can you see red marks here? That means there are errors. See the red color right here. That how can you find quickly those errors? Top, can you see on the right hand side red mark, the pink color? Are you? So
Yes.
We can see.
Yes, Ramesh.
So this is the quickly you can find out errors are there in your program. See what is the errors here? There are some errors. So this is the one. Why you are getting this error? You don't have this file in this project. That is the reason. So this arg.apache.commons.io and file utils class is not there in your project. So that means that jar file is not there in your project. We didn't add, right? Let's go and add. So how to add this jar file? So go to here, type mvn repository, mvnrepository.com. mvnrepository.com. So mvnrepository.com. And here in the search box, you type commons.io. Click on search. Commons.io. And first one, the feather icon is there, right? Click on this feather icon. And then go to select one of the version. And here you can see form jar, right? Click on jar. Click on jar, it will download this Apache Commons.io. I have already, so just click on this. So if you still facing a problem, I'm going to give a direct URL for you guys. Okay, just open that direct URL and just click on this jar. It will download. Okay, that's enough. So you can find here, I have already Commons.io. So this is my Commons.io jar file. So it will be an executable jar file. So this jar file we need to add to the project. We need to add to the project. We need to add to the project. So how to add to the project? How to add to the project?
Right click on the project.
So go to the project. So is it completed downloading? Completed downloading?
Yes, Ramesh.
So now how to add that jar file? So right click on the project, your project name, build path, configure, build path, and select the class path.
Add standard jars.
So please come to this part at least. So what is that? How to come to this path? Right click on the project, build path, then configure build path, select libraries tab, and once in the libraries you have a module path and class path. So select the class path, and the right hand side you will get an option. So what is that option you will get? Add external jars. That's how any jar you can add this same format. Many people doesn't know this and don't say this. I don't know how to add jar file to the project. So this is the project you have to follow. Add external jars and just commons IO, just add it. That's it. Apply and close it. So then see, this error is gone. See, all errors are clean, no errors at all. And even this is also clean. So that's the main thing. But let me explain this. I explained already, right? Capture a screenshot. So capture a screenshot. These methods I added here as a private methods, private static methods. Why? So I want to use them in my program. That's why. So what we are doing here, understand here first. See, again, another good point is coming here. That is variable concept only. What is the variable concept here? I want to use a driver in this method also. I'm using here now driver in this area only. So suppose this is not there, assume that. So before we are writing like this only, right? We're writing like this. Now what type of variable is this now? Driver is a what type of variable now here?
That is a local variable.
Local variable. So where you can use local variable?
Within that method.
Inside the method.
But now I want here only, right? Here also, right? In another method also I want. Then what I need to do, see, you are getting error here. Because this driver is nowhere defined here, nowhere declared. And how can you use one variable in all the methods?
Declared as a global variable.
Globally.
Which variable is the one which you can use in all the methods?
Global.
Driver variable.
Driver.
Global.
What type of variable you can use in all
Global.
the methods?
Global variable.
Global variable.
What global
Static variable.
What global variable? Do we
Static.
have any
Static.
such kind of variable type?
Global static variable.
Static variable.
Global variable.
Static variable.
Static global.
So what is this method type?
Static method.
So
Static.
you declared here, and what is this method type?
Static.
Static.
Right? So if you want to use in the static method one variable, what type of variable you need to declare?
Static.
Static variable.
So that is a static variable. You have to declare a static variable. You have to declare this as a static variable. How can you make this as a static variable? Instead of local variable, you have to make this driver a global static variable. How can you make this as a global static variable? Can you tell me? What is the structure you need to follow?
Access modifier.
Access modifier.
Static data. Variable name is equal to
Static data type.
data type. Variable name equal to value.
Variable name equal to.
Now, is this correct in this line? Whatever I have written here?
No, sir.
No,
Remove
we
that
need to
web
remove
driver.
the WebDriver.
Then it has to be removed.
Remove the data type.
Data type.
Because you made it a global variable, that variable name only you have to use. Now, driver you can use here, and driver you can use in the other method also, because it's a global. So declaration you already done here and assigned a null value. But when it comes to 23 line, what is the driver value?
New
edge
driver.
New edge driver object
Object.
address. New object. So that is new edge driver object will store in the driver. These are all basics and Java. Again, I need to tell that. Okay, so that's I am launching the browser and global variable I made it. I made the global variable so that I can use this driver in the main method and also in another methods also. That is how you will use a Java concepts. Okay. Now first I am launching the browser. Then second step, maximizing the browser with the driver dot manage method dot window method dot maximize method, adding the implicit weight, driver dot manage method dot timeouts method dot implicitly weight of duration dot of millis 10,000. Then open the URL. I'm opening this URL. So how to open driver dot get. So it will open the given URL in the Edge browser. So here Edge browser will launch. Here in this 32 line, the URL will open in this Edge browser. Driver is now Edge browser object. Driver is a Edge browser object. So the object reference dot all the methods you are calling. Methods object. This is the browser methods. Why I am calling browser methods? You are calling on the driver object. That's a browser reference. This Edge browser reference, this one reference variable. So that reference variable dot get method you are calling. Then I'm creating object for explicit weight WebDriver weight. WebDriver weight equal to new WebDriver weight driver comma duration dot of seconds. Duration dot of seconds. Next. So wait dot until expected conditions dot title is, so I'm waiting for the this page title. So your store, that title I'm waiting for that. So you can see so this one. So I'm loading, right? I'm loading here with the driver dot get. Driver dot get is loading here. The how do you know this page is loaded? There might be a chances of page not found also, right? I am waiting for that. Wait before getting. Wait first. Wait until my condition, your store is title available. I'm instructing the WebDriver. Then WebDriver thread will wait here until this title appears. Are you clear?
What happens if the page is not found, Ramesh?
Then it will fail here.
Okay.
That's what, right? That's what we want, right? As a tester, what you will do? You are expecting your store. You are expecting your store, madam, but if it is not found, means what it has to do, WebDriver? It has to fail this line, right? It will fail there.
Okay.
That's why you need to add wait commands. Are we good?
Yeah, Ramesh, thank you.
Okay. Then after waiting and everything is available, then only it will move. But how many seconds maximum it will wait here?
30 seconds, sir.
Here, whatever you specified, that 30 seconds max. It will wait a total 30 seconds also after it is available. For example, you assume that 5th second it appeared. Will it wait for the remaining 25 seconds also here?
No.
No.
So WebDriver doesn't wait. Once this is available, it will move on to the next line. Which second that is available, from that second onwards, it will move on. So that is this wait command. Then you are fetching the title and getting current URL and getting so first, next. So I'm identifying this logo. I want this logo element screenshot. So this element screenshot. So I'm identifying. So how to get this element screenshot? Right click. You can copy the CSS selector. I can copy XPath, whichever you want, and check whether that is correct or not. How do you check that? Control F. Is it identifying or not?
Yes, Ramesh.
Yes, Ramesh.
Yes.
Yes, it is highlighting.
That's what you need to use. First, check before using that in the code. Before using the code.
So highlighting itself, like we get to know, right? Instead of like instead of doing that control F and checking, like once we copy it.
No, this to get this, you need to use Control F. To get bottom portion is there, right? This edit box. To open this edit box, you need to use this method. Otherwise, you won't get this. Do you have this?
Like not visible. That's why I'm asking. Okay, now I can able to see.
Are you seeing now that edit box? No, right?
No.
So till what part you can see here, bottom HTML body, this you are able to see, right?
Yeah, that one I can able to see. Yes.
So now if I select that tag and do a Control F, then bottom it will open, right? One edit box. You're not able to see that
Yes.
edit box.
Sometimes
Logo.
it is visible, sometimes it is not.
I closed it, madam. Now you are able to see or not?
No, that HTML bar. Yeah, now it is visible. Yes.
How you are getting that edit box? That's my question. Do you know how to enable that?
Yeah. So like by selecting and then clicking Control F.
That's it. If you do Control F, that edit box will open to you. Then you can paste your object identification there and you can check whether it will show in the match. See, one match it is appearing, right? On the right hand side. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah,
Got it.
it is there. Yes.
This is the one match means this with this CSS selector only one element is there, that is this element. So I'm identifying this element. I'm taking particular element screenshot. How to take particular element screenshot? So that is what I'm calling here. See, capture element screenshot. So I'm capturing the element. So which element you pass the element for this method and what you need to pass a screenshot name. So where I am copying this file utils dot copy file src new file system dot get property user dot dir will give you current working directory path plus next what is the after this current working directory after next what is the directory
The tag.
Source.
Source.
source
Screenshot.
after I am creating one more folder screenshots folder. So I'm going to create here. Even if it is not there, it will create it. Don't worry. Okay. You give the folder. Then on that folder, I'm copying my screenshot file. Okay. That's the how to take the screenshot of an element. Then what this will do? What this method will do then?
Entire screen.
This will take entire screen. That's a driver means entire screen shot it will take. Entire screenshot it will take. This one is see that. What is the difference there and here? Can you observe the 145 line and 125 line? What is the
Yes, sir.
difference?
Yeah,
One
element
is driver and
That one
one
is
for
driver.
is for the
Driver
screen.
is
Element.
You are taking the element
particular
screenshot
element.
here. You are taking the entire browser screenshot here. So that I am calling here. Now I'm identifying my logo. I'm identifying here my logo. So identify the logo. So web element logo driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. I'm giving CSS value. Then capture a screenshot. So capture a screenshot method. What is that? Element and the screenshot name home page logo. is the my screenshot name I have given. Then take entire page screenshot. So both I am calling. This is the capturing the logo screenshot. Taking logo element screenshot. And this one taking entire page screenshot. So that's I am taking screenshot. Wherever I need, I will call that method. I don't need to write these entire lines of code, right? Do we need to write these entire lines of code? No. That's what we learned in the methods Java, right? Create method, some code is repeating, put that inside the method and call the method. So parameterize that. You want a dynamic, parameterize that. So I am parameterizing that. So parameterizing. So this is for the element screenshot. This is for the entire page screenshot. Then click on my account menu. That is this one, my account menu. Then click wait for the visibility of this register. Then click on this register also. Yesterday we have seen, again I'm repeating the same thing. So click on the my account, then wait until expected conditions dot visibility of element located that register. Which one? You have to wait for the register link, not my account. My account already visible. So your next one, first you click at the my account, then register will appear. For that you wait. You have to tell wait until register visibility, you are saying. Then click on that register link. So then it will go. Then when you click on this, it will go to next page. And you have to wait for this page title or you have to wait for this heading or anything. Okay, that I'm showing here. Wait dot until expected conditions dot title contains register account. And then wait dot until expected conditions presence of element located by dot CSS selector. See, this is the header. Then you get the header text. You get this header text. How to get the header text?
Using get text method.
So get text method. I am getting the string header text equal to driver dot find element by dot CSS selector dot get text method. Yesterday also we have seen, right, this get text method. We have covered, right, this already.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ramesh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So any element text you want, first element name dot get text method. So you print that, then take the, so if you want to scroll, so this is the scrolling part here. So first you have to use a JavaScript executor for scrolling. JavaScript executor JSX equal to JavaScript executor of driver. So why I'm typecasting here?
JSX data
Yes, sir.
type is JavaScript executor interface. Driver is WebDriver.
WebDriver interface.
Driver is a WebDriver interface, but JSX is JavaScript
JavaScript.
executor. So you convert the driver into JavaScript executor interface format. So that's why we are typecasting. So I covered in the Java, right? First typecasting is, it is the process of converting one value of the interface or a
Yes.
class or a data type into another
Into
format.
another.
So now we are converting the WebDriver type into JavaScript executor format. Interface also you can convert, not only only primitive data types. Non-primitive data types also you can do that. So now JSX dot execute script of window dot scroll by. So horizontally you give always 0 because you are vertically scroll down. So 2000 pixels you are giving, and second parameter you give
It is just
empty.
empty.
So we don't know which element, right? We don't know the second argument, just give empty. So this is the first argument. What is the first argument? Everything is a JavaScript code. Window dot scroll by is the JavaScript code. Scroll by is a method. That's why you're passing again arguments. and after scrolling, I'm capturing the screenshot. So register registration after scroll down, right? Register after scroll down. Then vertically scroll up. So JSX, same reference variable you can use, execute script method. Again, window, first argument window dot scroll by 0 minus 2000. It will scroll up. Or if you want to reduce, you can reduce 1500.
So how can we see the pixels, Ramesh? Like
Pixels, we are giving approximately how much you want, you give that. Okay, there is no way to get these pixels, but you can get, for example, you want window position, right? Get position is there, right?
Yes.
Based on that, you can use that, but that you have to give that these values. Okay.
Okay.
So next to this one also. So capture a screenshot. See, capture a screenshot, registration after scroll up, right? This is scroll up. After scroll up. So then, so you just scroll down and scroll up. If you give minus value, it will scroll up. This many pixels only, it will scroll up. We scroll down 2000 pixels, and we are scrolling up 1500 pixels, scrolling up, and 500 still pending. Then to fetch the login page link URL, so we got already, right? So you are just identifying. So identify the login page URL and capture that screenshot. Take entire page screenshot again, but we don't need here, right? So I don't know why I took, but fine. So maybe before going, I'm taking, because here you will get this, you don't need again here. So we don't need that. Maybe after a screenshot, we are taking again, but not necessary. So we can remove that. More screenshot also, you have to maintain them, right? So then no radio button, no radio button. But no radio button is where? In the bottom side, right? So is it visible to you now? No radio button now?
No.
So I want to scroll further
down.
So that's why we are using a scroll into that. So JSX dot execute script of arguments of 0 dot scroll into view true, and this no radio button, you put it here. Okay. Is this clear now? Difference between here and here? Are you catching the difference here? What I am doing here?
Yes, sir.
Scrolling for particular element. So for scrolling for particular element, what is the code you have to tell? JSX dot execute script of arguments of 0 dot scroll into view through no radio button. So this is element. What are the element which element you want to scroll? That element name you pass it here. First, you have to identify that element on the top before calling this line. Okay, clear? Any questions here in this line? You can write this line also in one of the methods. You can create a method. So simple method you create, that method you can call direct. Just make the argument parameter as a element, web element, and that method you can call. You don't need to write every time this entire line of code. So create this line in the method, and that method you can. So you need this one and this one, both you should need. You need in that method body. Then with a parameter element. So that element, if you call that method, you can get this. So can you try creating with this line and this line one method? So I don't know how we will create, what method name you will create. I want to see that. Okay, just ping me that method. So what method you are given, how you created. You got it? What is the task? What is the task you need to do?
Can you please tell one more time, Ramesh?
You need to create a method, this one. Every time I cannot call this, right? This line of code. You need to create for this if you want to use this JSX, you need this line, right? 72 line, right?
Yes.
Yes.
This is JSX variable you are using here, right? So
Yes.
with this line and this
And
line,
this one,
you create a
put it
method,
in that method.
parameterized method. What is the parameter here for that
Hmm.
method? What you are passing for this line, madams? What you are passing for this line?
Web element,
What are you changing here?
web element.
Web element. So web element you pass here. Don't write any hard code. Just your parameter name you pass here. So create a method and send me that. Okay. I want to see how your method concepts are there. Okay. Next, it will scroll for this. Then if no radio button is displayed and no radio button is not selected, and so you click on the no radio button. Else, so already selected no radio button. Then check the checkbox. I think we covered yesterday, right? This one. No.
Yes, Ramesh, we
Yes,
covered
Ramesh, this one you cover.
it. Boolean methods, yes.
Boolean method.
Yeah, theory part we all covered.
No, the code
No,
is
this
also
program coding also you
done,
did it.
For the Boolean, yes.
Boolean methods.
but
Okay.
yeah, you can explain one more time also.
Yeah, fine. Anyhow, let's go and do that. So I'm capturing the screenshot. So anyhow, checkbox. I want to check the checkbox. First, I need to identify that element. Web element, privacy checkbox. So I'm identifying this privacy checkbox. This one. I'm identifying this. So first, I want to check the checkbox. What I'm doing, if privacy checkbox is not selected means not checked, then click on that. If it is not checked, my scenario is I want to check the checkbox. So I'm doing. Then after some time, take the screenshot. So registration, privacy checkbox. So I'll just write privacy checkbox. Privacy checkbox checked. So that's the name I have given my screenshot name. So that screenshot will take. Then, so again, if I want to uncheck now, so uncheck scenario now. Uncheck the checkbox. If you want to uncheck, what should be the criteria? It should be checked already. If privacy checkbox is selected, that means it is already checked. Then what I need to do, one more time, go and click on that. If already checked and one more time, if you click, what will happen? It will uncheck it, right? Then you are, so then take the screenshot. Unchecked. So they give a proper name for the screenshot so that it will be easy for you to understand that. So then close the browser. So that's what we have seen. Let's go and execute this code. Scroll and take the screenshots. So the screenshots, it should create under your project SRC folder. One more folder will create, that is screenshot folder will create. There you can find all of them. See, checked, waiting, unchecked. That's it. It will close. Now you refresh the project. See, you got the screenshot folder or not? See that. Project below source inside you have a screenshot folder. Like basic program is one folder and the screenshot is another folder. So if you expand this screenshot folder, can you see all your screenshots? See, with the screenshot name, date and time. Screenshot name, date and time. Screenshot name, date and time. So this is the how you can just copy one by one. So copy this entire path and open in the browser. See, this is the element, right? Particular element screenshot. Next. Entire page screenshot. Home page, entire page screenshot. So this is the entire page screenshot or not? Then, so go and take another screenshots. So everything is available here. And that's the beauty of this. You can take the screenshot. Why do you need a screenshot? Suppose you are entering some data, that data is only part by part is visible. What data you are entering, how do you know? See, scroll down, 2000 pixels. This is the one. So that's why you have to take the screenshots, what data you are entering, and if you want to see after execution, this will help you or not. So you typing some value, and what is typing here? If you want to know, how do you know that? It is typing the same value what you have given. Take the screenshot and see that. That's the reason you need these screenshots. This code you can use anywhere. This is the standard code I have created a ready-made methods. And you can use anywhere, same code. Just plug the method, that's it. Call the method, that's it. You should know how to call the method first. Other than that, there is no logic, everything ready-made. See that? You scroll up and this is the one. So
Yeah, sorry, for entire page screenshots, we can scroll up and down also, right, on the screenshot?
no, you cannot do. Whatever visible, that
One
only
pixel.
will be taken.
Okay.
Whatever visible for WebDriver, that only will taken. Already you can see here. See, only visible for you here, till here only for a WebDriver it is visible. If you want second part, you again, so scroll and then take the screenshot after that.
Okay.
That's what the second part. But we didn't take here, but you need a second below portion also. Scroll and take it. Call that method. Got it?
Got it. Thank you.
That's all, everything is we have code. You need to call the methods. That's it. Other than that, nothing. Okay. So all this is the way how you are going to call. So let's go and do that now. We don't want to waste time here. And JUNIT framework. So this is all. Okay. So let's enter into the JUNIT framework. What is till now basics are done, and all the methods I covered, all the screenshot how to take, scrolling JavaScript executor I covered, cookies I covered, get element methods we covered, everything we covered. Those methods only you have to practice more and keep going for the different websites and write the code, create the steps first. How I created the scenarios, create the scenarios, write the code. As much as more code writing, and it will help you. So you will get a confidence, and you're not doing that, and it's a difficult. Okay, so let's move on to the JUNIT. What is JUNIT? JUNIT is a Java unit testing framework. So when you are using a Java programming language, you can write the unit test cases with the JUNIT framework. So who will write the unit test cases?
Developers.
Developers, right? Developers will write that. So the developers will write the test case, but how they will write? Using this JUNIT framework. So what is the difference between normal Java and JUNIT framework? So JUNIT framework, any framework is nothing but you can organize your code properly and you will get the logs, you will get the reports and everything. That's a framework structure. So even JUNIT also, you can maintain your code very easy. So that's what this JUNIT framework is going to help you. So let's go and see that. All the programs I have given, you go and practice. I won't tell all of them, but I will cover just a few programs only I will cover. Remaining thing you can practice by going to the scenario and okay. So JUNIT framework is a Java unit testing framework, mainly used for unit testing purpose. Latest version of JUNIT is JUNIT 5. And what is annotation? You need to understand annotation means what. So it provides a metadata to the classes and methods That's annotation means. So annotation starts with a symbol at the rate followed by a name. That's annotation. So JUnit 5 has a lot of annotations, and JUnit 4 also. It started first with the JUnit 3, 4, 5. Now 5 is the latest one. So by default, every Eclipse is having default JUnit. Okay, in your Eclipse, you have a JUnit inbuilt. You don't need to install separately. But a TestNG you need to install, but JUnit you don't need to install. Automatically it will be there. So in the JUnit 4, these are the annotations. At the rate, before class, at the rate before, at the rate test, at the rate after, at the rate after class, at the rate ignore, at the rate run with, at the rate so. But in JUnit 5, how you call them? Before class is renamed as a before all. At the rate before is renamed as a at the rate before each. At the rate test, same. At the rate after is renamed as a after each. At the rate after class is renamed as a at the rate after all. So ignore is renamed as a disabled. These are all same. So, but what is mean by all these annotations? Functionality same. Before class or before all, functionality same. So at the rate before or at the rate before each, functionality same. At the rate test always represent the is a test case. But you need to understand, before is for setting the data, after is for clearing the data or deleting the data, whatever it is. So tear down activities you can perform with a after annotations. Before annotations are used for setting up. You want to set the data, you want to set the environments, something you want to do before your test case. What you want to do, that before test case, what actions you want to do, you can do in this methods inside. That's the before class and then what is the difference between before class and before each? Let's go and learn one by one. So what is mean by before class or before all? First, in your JUnit class, if you take a before all code will execute first before executing any other methods. This is the first block of code will execute only one time for entire class. So wherever you write this at the rate before all, it doesn't matter in the middle or in the bottom side, it doesn't matter this annotation block. First cursor will go to, it will look for this annotation name. If it finds the same B capital and A capital without spaces and at the rate symbol, first this block of code will go and execute. Matter, the letters are mandatory here. The structure you have to follow as it is. If you give B small, A small, it won't recognize. So exactly you have to follow these annotations. You cannot change that. That's already created by JUnit guys. JUnit is first prepared by this person, I forgot his name. Maybe we'll see. If I remember, I forget his name completely. Okay, so that, what is mean by before class and before all? Both are same. First, this block of code will execute in your JUnit class. There is no main method here. In the JUnit and TestNG framework, no main method required at all. So then how code will execute? This is the code. Automatically, JUnit is having inbuilt runner. So runner will be there automatically in the JUnit and TestNG. So that's why you are using at the rate before all, at the rate of before class. Both are same. Don't get confused. Only version difference, but functionality also same. So if you write at the rate before all, again below you have to write a method structure. Method structure, annotation, below method structure. So this is the static method structure. Public static void method name, parenthesis, curly bracket. You write the precondition code. So for the entire class, one time code, what you want to execute first, that code you place in this before all annotated method. So for the entire, now till now you observe, right? What is the first thing you are doing in your program? Till now you written so many programs, right? What is the first thing you are doing?
Initializing the
Launching the browser.
driver.
Assigning
Initializing the
variables.
driver, right? First launching the browser. So that code you can place it here. Initializing the browser. Only one time you need to execute that code, right? You don't need multiple times. So that one time anything you want to execute, you need to set up that and put that in the before all. So like initializing the browser. So driver, first WebDriver driver, you will declare globally. Why you need to declare globally? Because you are going to use all these annotations. These are every annotation is a one method. Every annotation is a one method. You want to use in different methods the driver variable, right? So you have to declare always global static variable. Why you need a global static variable? In this JUnit class, you have a static methods are there, non-static methods are there. Both the methods, which variable you can use? Both the static and non-static methods, which variable you can use?
Static variable.
Static.
Only static variable. So your driver variable should be a static variable. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Is this a Java or Selenium, that concept?
Java.
Java.
Right? That's the variable concept you are using here. So multiple methods inside, you have a static methods, you have a non-static methods. If you want to use one variable in both the methods, you have to declare a static variable. So that's the one method. So this one is only one time, whatever you write here code, one time only it will execute. It won't repeat. One time only it will execute. First, this will execute. First, this code will execute. Then what is @before? @before means what is in the JUnit 5? @before each.
Before each.
So first write the @before each, then public, say non-static method, this one. This is the non-static method. Before all is a static method. This one is a non-static method. But what you want to write here, if any code that is repeating before your test method, you want to execute a few lines of code that only for every method of before you want to run. Every method before you want to run that 2 lines or 3 lines of code, instead of repeating the 3 lines for every method inside, you write here. In this before each method you write, automatically what will happen? Every test method before, first this code will execute and then it will go to test method. @test method execution before, you want to execute any code and put that inside this before each. So this code is common to all the multiple test methods. Multiple test methods, that code is common. You want to execute that 3 lines of code or 2 lines of code for multiple test methods before, then you will take a @before each. So @before each means you have to see before each. So that means this annotated method will execute before each test method or every test method before this lines of code will execute. Then if you don't take, what will happen? These lines of code you have to write in every method, right? That means, for example, you have 3 test methods. Here, assume that here you have 2 lines of code. So 3 test methods means how many times you have to write these 2 lines of code?
6 times.
6 times you have to write. Waste of time, right? You are wasting the, so duplication code you are doing. Instead of duplicate code, what we are doing? 1 time only we are writing, 2 times we are writing. And automatically first test, first this will execute, then it will go to test method. All the test method will execute, then it will go to after each method. After each method. So after each method is the same. Before each is the test method before it will execute. After each is after the first test method, then cursor will go to after each method. So, okay, this test method after what you want to do, the cleanup activity, anything is there, that you can write here in the after each. After each method will, what is telling? This annotated method will be executed after each test method. Now, again, one more test method is there. Then what will happen? First, it will go to before each. Then it will come to second test method. Then it will go to after each method. If you have one more test method, First cursor will go where?
Before each
Then next test method.
test
code.
method.
Then after
After
each. So
each.
that means the cycle is rotating on these three only. Before each, test, after each. If one more test method is there, again cursor will first go to before each, second test, after each.
After each.
So again one more test is there, again first will go to before each code will execute, and then third test method, after third test method, it will go to after each. So this is the cycle will rotate if multiple test methods are there in your JUnit class. But before all will execute only one time. But before each is not like that. Before each is telling very clearly, each test method before execute, then go to test method. So at the rate test tells you it's a test case. Your test case steps only you will write. Test case steps means what? Typing the value, clicking on the link, checking the checkbox, selecting the radio button. These are the steps, right? Test case steps. Those steps you will write inside the test method. So why multiple test methods you will write? You have so many scenarios. Each scenario is one test method. Positive test case, negative test case. Like each test method you are separating instead of putting in everything. Now what we are doing, every code you are writing in one method only. That you are avoiding with the framework structure. You are organizing the code properly to understand. So are you going to understand this code? See, so much code we have written. So it's not clear, right? So you are taking element screenshot, you are taking scrolling, and so many things you are doing. So separate that. Suppose this scenario you take. So here you want to do with the valid data. That's a one flow. You want to do invalid data, another flow. How you can test that? If you put in the same length, your test case won't be covered, right? So those test cases, each test case wise, you can create a test methods. So that is the purpose of this @test methods. For each scenario, you create a one @test method. One flow, otherwise one flow, one end-to-end flow, you can put in one test method. Next flow, another test method. One positive flow or one negative flow or one happy path flow, one test method. So negative path scenario in another test method. So like this, multiple test methods you can put so that in the report also you will get very clearly your test case names. That's the purpose of @test methods. You can write in the JUnit and TestNG classes multiple @test methods. But before class, you will write only one time only. You cannot repeat multiple times. So before all is only one time by our preconditional steps. Before is, okay, what code you want to repeat for every test method before? So this test method execution before, what code you want to execute? Write that code. That means this code is common to this test method and this test method also. If such kind of steps are there, then you take a before each. If any code after this test method also, same code you want to execute, put that in the after each. Such kind of scenario is that then only take before each and after each. Otherwise, these are all optional. So before each optional, after each optional, even before all also optional. Only mandatory annotation is @test in the JUnit and TestNG classes. You can write entire code in the @test also. But we are organizing proper way. So only browser settings here. And then before each, some code is common to each test methods. We are taking the before each. Okay, anything you want to repeat. So each test method before you will take this. So that's a before each and after each annotated methods. So are you clear on the before each, after each, @test method?
Ramesh, sometimes we have in a method, we are going to call another method. So here, how are we going to do?
How you will call the methods? Java, madam, there is no difference, right?
No, where do we write that method? Again, same like @test and we'll write the method?
No, so that method is another test case. What is that? I want to know that.
Just now in the previous program, we took the screenshot. We call that particular method.
Right, same way. Don't put as a @test. So this like this only write, okay? Write this only write and call the method. So this is not a test method. This is a reusable methods, right? This is a reusable methods.
Right.
These reusable methods you create like this
Okay.
and call the method. Wherever you want, you call. You want in the @test method or where you want. You know calling the methods, right? How to call the methods. Follow that same style.
Okay.
Yeah. So, any other questions before going for last after class? Before class or after class, one pair. Before each, after each, one pair. So after class means, okay, after all the test methods are over in the class, finally cursor will come to after class or after all. Before class is first before class code will execute only once. Then test method will execute. Then finally after all or after class code will execute. Finally, what is the final action you will do in your test cases? What is the final action you will do?
Close the
Close the browser. So that code you write here. That's it. Finally, you want to close it. Close it. So that's the how you will use these annotations. How you will basically till now we have written entire code in one method. Now we are going to distribute the code among different annotations. That's the only change. No main method. Now onwards, no main method at all. So that's the @. So after class, after each, test method, multiple @test methods you can write in your JUNIT and test_ng classes based on your scenarios. So before all, so you will write that. And @ignore. So @ignore is a JUNIT 4 annotation. If you want to ignore any test method, you suppose you have written up 5 test methods. You don't want to execute one of the test method. How you can ignore that? Just write above this line @ignore like this. The @test annotation above, just write @ignore. That means you're telling or instructing, okay, ignore this test method. Don't consider for execution. That's the meaning of ignore. So what is the order of execution? If you take all the annotations, what is the order? First, before all will execute. Then before each. Then first test method. Then after each. Then what will happen next? One more test is there. Where it will go?
Before each.
Before each. Then second test method. Then after each. So finally, if there is no test methods, where it will go finally?
After all.
It will go to after all. This is the order of execution. This is the mandatory interview question they are going to ask. If you take all the annotations, what is the order? Give me the order of execution. So you have to tell all this properly, understand and tell that. Any questions?
And for the test cases, it's always non-static.
Test after each, before each, non-static. Only after all, before all is the static methods.
Okay.
Are we good?
Methods can be anything, right?
Method name can be anything. It's your scenario name generally, right?
No, static or non-static, we can.
Methods, no, method only, right? I'm telling you. But then what do you mean by after all, before all of this?
Yeah, that
Annotation below method will be there, right? Annotation first top annotation below method structure.
So the test methods will always be non-static.
That's what I told. Even before each, after each also non-static methods.
Because in
So-
test_ng, it is not like that, right? It's the same for.
SNG, everything is non-static.
Yeah, okay.
In the JUnit, it's not like that. So before all is static method, after all is static method. before each @test method, after each. These three are the static methods.
Okay, sir.
That's why we are taking the driver variable as a static variable, because only static variable you can use in both the methods, right? That's why we are taking a static variable. First, you have to declare that driver variable as a global static variable. Then you can use in all the methods, right? So
Yeah.
that's the reason. Okay. So what are the features of JUnit? JUnit is an open source framework, so which is used to write and run the unit test cases. So what is unit testing? In point of developers, developers only will do that, right? What is mean by unit testing?
Functional testing.
Testing each individual units like separately.
So in their point of view, what is unit?
Component.
Each functionality, they will test each functionality.
What is functionality? Why is coming functionality? So what they will do, madam? They will write code in the methods. This is the one unit. This is the another unit. Each function, the method, they're going to test whether that method is working or not. That is what they're doing unit testing. Now you call this here, right? This is the unit testing. You're testing your function is working or not. Your function is working. How do you know now your function is working or not? How you are checking? This function is worked or not? How you are checking?
We're calling that method.
Calling that method.
Calling that method will tell the no, it is working or not, madam.
No, sir, by executing it.
By running the case, by running it.
Executing and looking at the result.
That's what, right? What is the output of this method? What you are expecting from this method? What you are expecting, madam, from this method? What is the purpose of this method?
Screenshot of the entire page.
Screenshot of the entire page.
Is it taken or not here?
Taken, sir.
Mhm.
Then which one? Calling the one it is telling, or after execution after it is telling?
Execution after it.
After execution.
That is the man. That means this is working, right? It is taking, right? As per your requirement, it is taking the screenshot. After taking the screenshot means, okay, it is working. This function is working, and you are telling very clearly, okay, go and play this under this folder, and that is placing under this. That means that entire lines of code is working. That's how you can tell this unit is working. That's a unit tested. That's how they will write unit test cases. For each function, they will write so many functions. They will call all those functions in the test case, and they will see how it is working. That's a unit test case, means their point of view. But our point of view is different. Unit testing means our point of view is the functionality, right? So each test case, you have to write one test method. Provides annotation to identify the test methods using @test. Provides assertions for testing the expected results. Provides test runners for running the test cases. JUnit tests allow you to write code faster, which increase the quality. So JUnit is elegantly simple. It is less complex and takes less time. So that's all about JUnit. And also see, assertions is very important. So assertions is very important. So these assertions are available in org.junit.jupyter.api.test. That's @test will tell you it's a test case, right? And assertions are available in assertions class. So org.junit.jupyter.api.assertions. This is the complete package and class. This class inside you have assert array equals, assert equals. We will use assert equals only. The assert equals, what it will do for these two parameters you have to pass for this method. These are all static methods. Assertions class, these are all static methods. How can you call this class static method?
Right.
With class name.
Assertions.
Class name dot assert equals.
Assertions dot
Assert equals.
assert equals, and pass the your actual value and expected value. both. The two arguments you have to pass for this method. And there is a overloading also. So you can check that what is the overloading. But these two are mandatory. Actual value, how you will get, and expected value, how you will get it. Actual value, from where you will get it?
Application behavior.
Application behavior, application web page, you will get the actual value. And expected value?
In FRS
The
document.
recognition.
So are user story will tell, or by default what you want to verify. So what you want to verify, what is the WebDriver value? WebDriver methods will get this actual value. The WebDriver methods value and your expected value. So both you are comparing, this method will compare that. So this is the validations you will do. How you will do validations? Using these assertions only. So then assert true. Assert true only you have to provide a Boolean methods. What are the Boolean methods we have?
Is displayed
If
method, is enabled
if
method,
selected.
is selected.
Enable.
Okay, that's so you will pass you are expecting true, but what the WebDriver method will give you. Based on that, this method will throw a success or failure. If, for example, your method, so WebDriver method returns a true, then this will pass. This line will pass. If your method is returning false, this method will fail there and exit the entire program. So assert fails, the entire program will terminate on that line. Remaining code won't execute. If you want to execute, you have to use a try catch blocks. You want to cover, you want to continue your code, even though the failure occurs, you want to continue. Put this in the try block and continue the rest of the code. It will continue. That's why try catch blocks will help you to continue till the end of the line. So enter code. Assert false validates that provided value is false. So you are expecting false. And so your method is also giving false, then this line will pass. Otherwise it will fail. So your assert null, you're expecting null, but what is the value you're getting? That assert not null. You're telling the variable value should not be null. Then assert not null you will use. So this is the methods mostly will use. Widely used one is assert equals to assert true. These two are widely used ones. So other than that, we don't want much here, and we'll start writing code tomorrow. Just go through this, okay? Go through this and come back. So then we'll see tomorrow programs we'll write tomorrow.